We're going to start the show with an even bigger opportunity to enjoy food and bring community together. With me is Tim Jones, founder and executive director of Longer Tables. And we also have Laura Zaspel, co-founder, also CEO of Serendipity Catering. Good morning to the both of you.
Good to be here.
I was just learning more and more about the concept that you two are bringing and talking about this morning. Incredible. Tim, can you tell us about Longer Tables? What was the inspiration and why Denver?
I have no idea why we would do this. Mile Long Table, we've been setting long tables for about 10 years in different parts of Denver. About 10 years ago, we knew that this isolation thing, this loneliness thing, was a real thing in our world, even way before the pandemic. And I was invited to a long table, an 80-foot table with real place settings, potluck, and people from all walks of life together, and realized there is no more powerful place than the table to connect with other human beings. It rehumanizes people. So we did this, and I got a big idea. I'm like, we're the Mile High City. We got to set the Mile Long Table, right? I mean, that's just a no-brainer. We got to do it.
It literally is a mile-long table. I mean, we're talking 5,280 people at this table. Imagine the conversations that are going to happen.
That's right.
It's such a neat concept. And Laura, I want to talk to you. You're with Serendipity. You're approaching this ambitious task of feeding 5,280 people in one place at one time. At what point were you like, I'm in?
You know, that's a great question. It's ambitious, it's crazy.
That's why.
So why not? But last year when Tim approached us about last year's Longer Table, I thought it's such a novel concept. We want to participate. It's community. But what surprised me was it was a blast. It was so much fun. So we had so much fun. And now when we talked about this year, we're all in. The values we have are teamwork, great events, and kindness at Serendipity. Tim is the embodiment of teamwork, great events, and kindness.
And kindness. I can see that about Tim.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it.
So the whole thing is just about community and food and storytelling and history. So even though it's crazy, we're going to pull it off, and we're going to have fun doing it.
I can't wait to see how this is all going to take place, and just to see something that involves so many people, as you said, Tim, of all walks of life. Awesome. Now, how did you come up with the menu? I'm sure you have to be very intentional with it so that it works for this amount of people.
That's right, very intentional. And another great thing about an event like this is you start thinking of history. You start thinking about place. You start thinking about context. So we looked into Indigenous people in the area of Auraria campus. We started looking at what did they eat, the history. Auraria actually is a Greek word from aurum, which means gold. I didn't know this. So events like this, I think, inspire people to look into history, look into stories. So regarding the menu, we're going to reflect the season of Colorado. We're going to reflect the history of the space. So we'll have a seasonal salad. We'll have vegetables. And shout out to our superheroes at Shamrock Foods. They're donating almost 2 tons of produce and proteins.
Whoa! All right, Shamrock Foods.
Yes, Shamrock Foods. Yes, and then John Jaramillo at Hispanic Restaurant Association, chefs and grills will have chicken. So we'll have proteins, we'll have rice and beans, we'll have ancient grains like sorghum. So hopefully people do their research. What's sorghum? Why would we select sorghum? So I think you're right that you're intentional about the menu, looking at the season, and looking at the location.
It's really all the work that's gone into it, all the thought, all the collaborations is so neat to see. Tim, what are you hoping attendees take at the end of this? What's the message you want them to leave with?
Oh man, you are not alone. And there is a place in our world where the world that we are looking for, where we're not alone and isolated, there is a place that we can come together, and it's the table. So number one, we want people to make connections at that table. Number two is you're seeing pictures of this. It's the picture of, like, for the people that don't even attend the table, when they see video of this or a photo, they understand immediately what this means, and that we come together despite our differences, despite all the things that's happening in our lives. There is a place to come together. And the Mile High City is the place that's going to set that table.
Oh my gosh, I love this concept. And you're right. That's exactly what this does. It brings people together. I'm sure it's a sight to see, and I'm sure it's going to be very delicious. Thank you both so much for joining us this morning.
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell everybody how they can get involved. Okay, for more info and to get tickets to participate in the Mile Long Table, go online right now, milelongtable.org.